The following is a production of Learfield Sports.
Can I tell a story? This is a blue-collar school. This is a work ethic, hands-in-the-dirt school. It's an agricultural school. It's a textile school. It's an engineering school. Founded by tough people, and that's what this football team will be. We are getting better, and we are moving towards where we want to be. What I want to build here is the best team in the state, and I want the best fans in the state. And I want them to know that I appreciate them, and I want them in the stands no matter where we're at, being loud, standing on their feet and screaming. I want them to know that I notice when they're there, and I care a lot about their efforts. For us to be the champions of this conference someday, which is what I want to be, it's why I came here, we need the whole thing. We need the players, the facilities, the fans. I believe in these kids. We believe in the plan. We believe in this team. You boys ready to play? What you want? Are you ready to hit the fun? Everything you got, man. Everything you got. You got to focus. You got to play with heart. He's going to throw it long down the left sideline. Where's interception for safe? How about that move back?
The Dave Doeren Show is presented by North Carolina's Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, proud to sponsor Wolfpack Athletics, and by Coke Zero, real Coke taste, 0 calories.
Coming up on the season premiere of the Dave Doeren Show, the head coach of the Pack will preview the upcoming season. Mark Thomas gets coached up by new wide receivers coach George McDonald. And you'll see a feature on the new Close King indoor practice facility. It's all straight ahead on the Dave Doeren Show.
The cost of everything has gone up dramatically over the last 75 years. With one exception, keeping electricity affordable. That's the power of your co-op membership. Learn more at togetherwesave.com.
North Carolina's Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, looking out for you.
This is the Ford F-150, and this changes everything.
Now lease an F-150 for just $259 or get up to $9,235 in total savings only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
We could show you impressive images of the technology we employ with dramatic success at Rex Cancer Center, or footage of our team of cancer specialists and the many examples why people choose Rex for excellence in healthcare. But the images that inspire us most are ones like this.
It's a brand new day. The sun is shining.
Rex UNC Cancer Care, chosen for excellence.
Wolfpack fans, your long wait is almost over. We're only 6 days away from NC State's 2015 season openers. The Wolfpack will host Troy next Saturday night at Carter Finley Stadium. Kickoff time is at 6 p.m. We know you're excited. The guy to my left, he's pumped up, and we welcome you to the season premiere of the Dave Doeren Show with the head coach of the Pack. I'm Tony Haynes. Obviously, for this first show, we've moved out of the studio into the beautiful new Close King indoor practice facility. We'll have a feature on this building coming up later on the show. Your team last year, 8-5, finished with a win in a bowl game down in St. Petersburg, Florida. A lot of people like to say there's momentum going from one season to the next. You kind of disagree with that line of thought because you expect this to be a different team. But is there some positive reinforcement that your program needed coming out of that season?
I think the biggest thing for the team is the returning players have a lot of confidence because of the success that they had on the field. And that's the momentum, I guess, that you see in the program is the guys that were a part of winning 4 of those last 5 games and the way that we played together. Were a part of it, played a lot of meaningful snaps, and now they can use that as an experience to lead the rest of the guys that weren't a part of it in.
Personnel changes are constant in college football from one year to the next. I know one of your big priorities replacing 2 veteran offensive tackles.
Yeah.
You and Coach Doeren have done some mixing and matching on the offensive line. Ultimately, as we head into game week, did it come down to getting your best 5 guys up front?
It does, not just ability-wise, but dependability on the O-line is so important. You want your quarterback to have complete faith in those guys, and you know, when we run the football, obviously the movement we get not just horizontally but vertically matters. And the good thing is we've kind of cross-trained a bunch of them to play multiple spots, so if there is an injury, we feel like we can move the parts around again. You
know, by any measure, Jacoby Brissett had a fine season in his first year as your starting quarterback last year. The numbers speak to that. He completed almost 60% of his passes, 2,600 yards. He had 23 touchdown passes. He was good last year, but in what ways can Jacoby be a better quarterback as a 5th-year senior?
You know, I think capitalizing on opportunities is the key for him. You know, however many chances he gets to hit the wide open guy, whether it's a short pass, middle, intermediate throw, or a deep ball, you know, just taking advantage of what the defense gives him and cashing those opportunities in. Nobody's going to play harder than him at that position. I believe that. And his accuracy and knowledge are as good as they get right now, and he's in extremely good health. Sometimes defenses make mistakes, and there's a guy that's uncovered. We got to see that guy and hit him, let him do his thing.
Coach, looking at the defensive side of the ball and starting with the defensive line, you lost some very productive veterans like T.Y. McGill, Thomas Teal, Art Norman. All 3 of those guys had pretty good careers. Now that's a chunk, and people would say, wow, it's going to be tough replacing those guys. But right now, as you look at your defensive line rotation, do you feel pretty good at what you got?
We're excited. You know, feel like we have good depth, and Nielsen likes to play. Coach Nielsen, 10 to 12 guys. So, you know, defensive end, Bradley Chubb and Mike Rose really stood out, and you know, we're really excited about what we have behind those guys. You know, Darian Roseborough and Pharaoh McKeever have both made a lot of plays and will play a lot for us. We have 2 young guys too, Emmanuel Olinga and James Smith-Williams, that we're excited about from a future standpoint. Then the inside rotation's deeper actually than it was a year ago. B.J. Hill and Contavious with Justin Jones and Monty Nelson in there. I mean, those are 4 guys that can really play.
You look at the back end of your defense, there's some experience there as well. You look, the corners, Justin Burris and Jack Tocho, between them, they've started 50 games in their careers. There's some talent at the safety position. Should the secondary be a strength of this NC State football team?
Yeah, it should. It better be. You know, you get all those guys back, they should be better than they were the year before. I think they expect that. And we've asked everyone to raise the bar with their play, and when you got 5 guys back that have played together and all their backups back, you should be better than you were the year before. And I think they understand better what we are, you know, being able to play more press coverage and tighter windows in the zones and compete for every ball and have the confidence to know that they can do it and have the depth to make them compete every day.
Dave, you might be the only coach in the country right now that has to replace all 3 starters at the specialty positions.
Yeah.
3 4-year starters, long snapper, kicker, and punter. So new players coming in at those critical spots. What have you and the staff done here during the preseason to try to put them in game-like situations?
We've done a lot of kicking throughout practice. Normally you have your kicking segments, and then those guys are done and they go do whatever they do. I just feel like as a kicker, being able to run from the sideline to the field and have to do it we've had to do that throughout practice and fall camp, and I think it's helped those guys quite a bit. The mental part of having to be in the game for that long, because it's a 3-hour and 15-minute deal where a kicker has to be ready to kick and make it all game long. It's different. So Kyle Bambard, has won our job as the place kicker, and he's got a strong leg. He's been consistent and accurate, shown great focus. AJ Cole won our punting job and had a really good spring. I think he started a little slow here in fall camp and came on at the end, had a good scrimmage Saturday. And then Tyler Griffiths is our snapper, and we feel like we've got good backups behind those guys as well. So, excited about the talent. Now it's time to see what game day does. Hopefully it doesn't do anything different to them.
NC State football players have won ACC Player of the Year honors on 7 different occasions, but only one of those players actually captured the award twice. Did you know it was former Pac quarterback Roman Gabriel? The Wilmington native was named ACC Player of the Year in 1960 and then again in 1961.
What are people going to think of our new buttermilk crispy chicken? Let's find out.
It's probably the best sandwich I've ever had.
It's super crispy, but it's also really juicy.
So would you guys come back? Yeah, definitely. Well, here's our card. The location is on the back. It's McDonald's? What? What?
Oh, get out of here.
No way.
Wait, seriously?
Try some buttermilk crispy chicken. It's right around the corner at McDonald's. Buttermilk.
At 36, Jo was concerned about having her first child. A specialist saw something on an ultrasound and recommended a difficult choice. Jo came to Rex for a second opinion. She was evaluated and reassured at the UNC Specialty Women's Center at Rex. Not long after, Levi was born.
It's a brand new day.
It's our favorite kind of story.
Sun is shining.
One with a happy beginning. Rex Healthcare.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Learn more about the power of your co-op membership at togetherwesave.com.
North Carolina's Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, looking out for you.
Welcome back to the season premiere of the Dave Doeren Show with the head coach of the Pack. I'm Tony Haynes, and this week we're shooting the show from the brand new Close King indoor practice facility, the newest addition to the NC State football program, and the weather never changes in here, and that's certainly good news. Coach, over your first 2 years here at NC State, have you calculated the number of practices you've either lost or practices that have been impacted by bad weather?
Well, last year it was 32.
Wow.
And this year so far just 1. We've been fortunate so far, probably because we have the building now, right? But it's phenomenal to be able to plan out what we think is the best way to train, best way to practice, best way to meet, and know that Mother Nature can't change that. And obviously one of the best indoor facilities in the country, the Wolfpack Club and our administration, hand in hand, worked really hard to make this happen, and we're excited about it.
And Coach, you're doing something exciting for the fans the first 2 weeks of the regular season. Tell them about that.
So they can come to the main entrance here at the Close King, and they'll be allowed to come in part way. I know they'll have it roped off so people can't come out and get the field screwed up, but allow them to come in and see it, take pictures if they want to, and just get an idea of what great facility this is and how much it's going to help our program.
It is indeed a great addition to the NC State football program.
The indoor facility is really the final piece of the puzzle at the Carter Finley Stadium complex. This was really the crowning achievement for that full complex, and it really allows our student athletes to maximize their time during the day so that practice schedule, when it's on the calendar, it never changes. They can always know that when they go out to practice, they're going to practice rain or shine, and it really provides a first-class facility for our student athletes. As a $14 million facility, I think one of the things we should be proud of is maximizing those budget dollars. It's really impressive from the outside. It matches the rest of the complex in terms of Murphy Center and Vaughn Towers. So it's appealing from the outside, and then when you go inside, it has every component that you need and that the student athletes need to train. And that's for football as well as track and field. And then all the components that go into programming a facility of this size, from the football needs to the track and field needs, everything from where the coaches would observe practice on the elevated platforms to the video components, the satellite training room, all those things came together in a great package at the end of the day.
It's 90,000 square feet inside with a full football field, and there are 4 indoor track lanes with jumping pits. Football staffs from current, present, and past have been requesting an indoor practice. Finally, it was decided by the athletic department this was the number one priority. The university decided to do it in conjunction with the Wolfpack Club as the construction committee. It's a beautiful building.
People are wowed when they first walk into the lobby, and then they look through the glass and see the field and the graphics. It's an impressive facility. We're very proud of the progress that Coach Doeren and the program have made over the last few years, and we know that the best is yet to come. And this facility, this indoor practice facility, really is the next step towards building the championship caliber program that we all know is possible for NC State and for Wolfpack Nation.
Here we are with a new year of getting coached up, and I'm with new wide receiver coach George McDonald. First of all, Coach McDonald, great to have you here at NC State. How are you liking it so far?
It's been great. It's a great weather, great environment. Coach Cannon and Coach Doeren have been really opening to me, so I'm excited to be here.
What about the product on the field, the guys you're working with?
I'm really excited. Right now we're finishing up training camp, getting ready for the first game. I think the guys are working hard. They're catching the ball, which is always positive, and they're giving great effort. So I'm excited for the season to start.
And as a former wide receiver at Illinois, you know this very well. It's not just about, hey, I'm open, throw me the ball. Right. You got to get open. You got to be able to make plays. I'm a tight end. I mean, come on, I'm ready.
You look like you can still play. So
that's my boy. Here we go. Let's get coached up.
All right, so the first thing we do when we come out is we warm up our hands and our eyes. So what we talk about is just taking a picture of the catch. So I'm going to throw you the ball, and I want you to see the point of the ball. And then what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure we catch the fat, and we have our eyes focused on the point. So what we talk about is see the point, catch the fat, and then eyes all the way down to the tuck, and your eyes will stay on the ball. Okay. That way, whenever we're in trouble, we see the point, catch the fat, and then we always want to tuck it to make sure we protect it, because the most important thing when the ball's in our hands, we want to get up and make sure we can hand the ball to the referee. So we'll come up and we'll work every day. So I'm just going to toss you the ball. You're going to see the point, catch the fat, and right there. And we'll just do that, just a nice easy tuck, see it, catch it all the way to the tuck. And then that's how we'll warm up our hands. Looks like you can still play. You got any eligibility left? So we'll keep doing the same thing just to get our hands, not a high tempo drill, but really just to train the eyes, because the most important thing for the receivers is training your eyes to ignore the distraction, but the ball is the issue, and we always want to see that ball all the way to the tuck.
It's interesting. People don't think that players should already know how to do that in catching the football.
Right.
But training the eyes, I mean, there's certain techniques, there's certain rhythm to allow you to be able to make these plays.
Right. Once you get to this level, it's all about the details and all about the small things. So when you're in high school, you catch it, you have poor ball security, and you're the best athlete. But when you're playing with guys that are just as athletic as yourself, it's all about the details. Now, the final point of this drill is that we're trying to do is after we get loosened up, we're seeing the point, catching the fat, we want to be fast to the tuck, because there's always going to be a guy on your body trying to chop it down. So this time we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to try to be fast to the tuck, just like that. Okay. How many balls did you catch when you played? You're pretty good. So right there, and then that's the biggest thing that we're always trying to do is when we catch that ball, we're trying to snatch it away from the defender and tuck it for ball security purposes.
I like it. Okay, fantastic. All right, so we got this, and we got some sticks up here.
Right. These are from Coach V. You know, we saw him working on the summer, and it kind of gave us an idea to change it up. So what we do here is we work on our route technique. So the biggest thing we're going to do is we're going to start in our stance and our start, and we're going to drive off 5 yards. And what we talk about is we want to drive into our routes and burst out of the routes, meaning that we want to give the illusion of vertical speed to the defense. And then when we get to the top of the break, we have to downshift or come under balance, but we want to burst to the next one. So what we do here is you'll get in your stance. We'll act like the ball's in front. Okay, you got your tight end stance.
Uh-oh.
All right, so we're going to have our chest over our toes, our arms up.
Yeah.
And the first way we start this is just a half speed. So you're going to walk off. And as you come to the top of the route, you're going to sink your hips. And what we talk about is chest over toes.
Yeah.
And then we want to bang the drum. So we want to pump our arms back right here. And then now you're going to pressure off of your outside foot and open up and drive to the next one right here. You're going to snap down, pump your arms, come around, snap down, pump your arms, and we're going to finish here. And the biggest thing that we're trying to do here, and every drill that we want to do, is you're either going to create the separation with your vertical speed, or you're going to keep the separation with the speed that you come out the route. So we use the sticks because it's more realistic in terms of you got to burst away to the next one. So this one will go a little bit faster.
All right.
Now just remember, when you snap down at that cone, chest over your toes and bang the drums as fast as you can and burst to the next one. So hit. There you go. Eyes up, chest down, eyes up, chest down, finish. Whew. So that's kind of what we'll do as a change up, and then we'll start with that one, and then as we finish, we'll do it one more time. After you come off that last one, we're going to incorporate the pitcher catch, where you're going to come off, you're going to catch it, see the point, catch the fat, and then fast to the tuck as you finish.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Say hit. Pump your arms, pump your arms, pump your arms, fast to the tuck. There you go.
What are people going to think of our new buttermilk crispy chicken? Let's find out.
It's probably the best sandwich I've ever had.
It's super crispy, but it's also really juicy.
So would you guys come back? Yeah, definitely. Well, here's our card. The location is on the back. It's McDonald's? What? What?
Oh, get out of here.
No way.
Wait, seriously?
Try some buttermilk crispy chicken. It's right around the corner at McDonald's. Buttermilk.
Free ride is on. 0% financing for 72 months for qualified buyers. You're free from interest. Every 2015 car, SUV, and truck, you're free to choose. Plus $1,000 bonus cash from Ford on cars and SUVs. Interest-free financing on every 2015 Ford. Plus $1,000 bonus cash on cars and SUVs. Just announce. Get an F-150 with 0 for 72 or get up to $9,235 in total savings. Only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
We could show you impressive images of the technology we employ with dramatic success at Rex Cancer Center, or footage of our team of cancer specialists and the many examples why people choose Rex for excellence in healthcare. But the images that inspire us most are ones like this.
It's a brand new day. The sun is shining.
Rex UNC Cancer Care, chosen for excellence.
Now to the week ahead. NC State kicks off the 2015 football season Saturday night at Carter-Finley Stadium. The opponent will be Troy. Kickoff time is 6 p.m. The Wolfpack Sports Network begins its pregame coverage at 4 o'clock. So don't forget, you can catch the Dave Doeren radio show every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. on the Wolfpack Sports Network, and it originates from the Backyard Bistro in Raleigh.
And here we have another year of the Scouting Report 2015 opener here at Carter-Finley Stadium. The Troy Trojans come into town, and they're coming in with a new head coach, Neil Brown, 35 years old. That guy's a kid. He was with Tommy Tuberville as an offensive coordinator, the air raid offense. He goes to Kentucky as an offensive coordinator, and now he becomes a head coach. This is his first year, so they're going to spread it out and throw it all over the boneyard. So let's look at that real quick. The first thing we're going to look at is their quarterback, Brandon Silvers. He's a sophomore, but interesting to note, last year he completed 71% of his passes as a freshman. I tell you what, Neil Brown, head coach, he's got to love that in this type of offense. That was an FBS record for a freshman, so he has the experience throwing the ball downfield. But here's where we're going to focus. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wide receivers. Sometimes air raid, they'll put another guy out here. Senior. They got a tight end they're going to put in here. He's a senior. They got a fullback. He's a senior. Their water boy.
Me play football?
That guy's a fifth-year senior. They're all over the place. They got experience. But that doesn't always mean that they're better, but they do have experience. So when they play on the road, you know they're going to be good. Now let's flip over here to the defensive side of the ball. Vic Caney. That name ring a bell? Yeah, he was the defensive coordinator down the road, the little light blue place. Yeah, that place, North Carolina. He's now the defensive coordinator here at Troy, and he's got some guys to work with, two in particular, the bandit coming off the backside. Tyler Roberts, very experienced, sack leader. He can drop into coverage. There's a lot of different things he can do with him, but the reason that they're going to be aggressive is because Montrez Kitchen, the free safety, whenever you have an experienced free safety, you can do a lot of things on the defensive side of the ball. You got your spear, your will, your might, kind of confuse some guys, but the most important thing for this defense is they're going to try their best to shut down the pass first, run second. NC State is cool with that, and that's this week's scouting report of the Troy Trojans.
So now the stage is set. Season opener coming up Saturday night at Carter Finley Stadium, 6 p.m. kickoff for NC State and Troy. When you're facing a program that has a new staff in the first game, Coach, is it a little bit of a crapshoot preparation-wise?
Well, always at the beginning of the year, it seems like you have some of those games where it's either a new staff or a new coordinator, or maybe they just switch some things up because their people are different, you know, and you have to rely on as much of the old film that you can get. So we're studying Kentucky's offense. Obviously, you'll still watch Troy's offense to see their personnel. Defensively, you know, we'll watch a lot of what they did at UNC, but also go back and study, you know, the parts that they have. And they got 9 starters back on offense and 6 on defense. So, you know, it's an experienced team. I know Neil's a good coach, and you know, being at Texas Tech, obviously being at Kentucky, he's worked for some great people.
Always a buzz surrounding the season opener, of course, and it's very exciting for you and your players when you get off that bus at Carter Finley Stadium and you start things with a Walk of Champions.
Yeah, Walk of Champions is really special, and you know, we studied last year just everything we can do better as a program, and we've decided to move the walk back to where it used to be, over where the promenade and the wolf statue, which we think is one of the best parts of Carter Finley Stadium. Wanted to make sure that all of our fans, the recruits, the families, the players, got to walk past that every day before we play a game.
And that will be at 3:30 prior to the season opener coming up on Saturday nights against Troy. And next week here on the Dave Doeren Show, we will recap that game for you. For the coach, I'm Tony Haynes. Thanks for joining us.
There is Dave slipping through a hole. Dave's inside the 5. Touchdown, Wolfpack.
Go, take what you want. Are you ready to head for fun? Everything you got, man. Everything you got. You got to focus. You got to play with heart.
He's going to throw it long down the left sideline. Burris intercepts for state.
How about that Wolfpack?
The Dave Doeren Show has been presented by North Carolina's Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, proud to sponsor Wolfpack Athletics, and by Coke Zero, real Coke taste, 0 calories.
Take it down, Harris. You got it. One pack. One goal. See you, coaches. Let's go. Move.